Friday night in downtown Los Angeles. The rooftop bar feels like a war zone dressed in fairy lights. Music pounds, champagne flows, and every bored rich kid in the city seems to be here pretending to be happy. Zoe Carter stands near the glass railing in a short silver dress, phone in hand, scrolling through a text that has just broken her brain. The text is from her almost boyfriend. Casual fling, emotional disaster. Nate Ellis. He wrote that he needs to talk, and that he is done with whatever they are.
He could not even break a situationship in person. Of course he could not.
Zoe tosses back the last of her drink and marches toward the VIP area, where Nate is holding court with investors and fake friends. Nate Ellis stands under a cluster of hanging bulbs. Tall in a black shirt, sleeves rolled to his forearms. The kind of man people look at twice. He is supposed to be a harmless fling. The guy she started hooking up with after meeting at a friend wedding and sharing one bad joke about love. Instead, he became the man who knows her favorite late-night taco truck and the exact song that calms her panic attacks. Right now, that man is laughing with a gorgeous blonde who is practically draped over his arm.
Alice!
Zoe steps into the circle, voice sharp enough to cut through the music. Every head turns because drama is better than champagne.
Zoe, we can talk later.
No! We talk now, since you are so brave with your little breakup text.
A ripple moves through the crowd, the kind that says this is about to get good and terrible at the same time.
This is not a breakup. We were never official.
You slept in my bed for 3 months, met my mom on FaceTime, and keep coffee at my place. What do you call that?
I call that a bad idea that went on too long.
The blonde on his arm shifts, eyes glittering with curiosity and a little cruelty.
Is this the girl you told me about? The one you said was chill with casual?
Chill is not the word. Delusional, maybe? Since I believed you when you said you were not seeing anyone else.
I am not seeing anyone. Blair is an investor. This party is about work.
Relax. I am engaged. I am not trying to steal your situationship.
Zoe hates that word. Hates that it fits. Hates that everyone is now staring like they are watching free premium drama.
You know what? You want out. Fine, we are done. Congratulations, Nate. You are free.
She raises her empty glass, like a toast, and then slams it down on the high-top table, a little too hard. The stem cracks, the sound like a tiny gunshot that cuts the room in half.
Zoe, stop. You are going to hurt yourself.
Too late for that. You already did the honors.
Security shifts at the edge of the crowd, ready to step in if the drama becomes damage.
Hey, save the theatrics for the after party. You are messing with my sponsors.
Zoe turns away, eyes stinging, and storms toward the exit sign that glows red like a warning. And a promise. She almost makes it to the stairwell when Nate catches up and grabs her wrist. Gentle but firm.
Zoe, wait. I texted you because things are changing, not because I want to throw you away.
You are really not selling it. Try again.
My father is cutting me off. The app is crashing and burning. I am broke unless I convince investors that I am stable and focused. Casual chaos with you does not exactly scream stable to these people.
So, I am a liability now. Good to know.
You are the only thing that makes any of this feel real. That is the problem.
He looks wrecked for once. Tie loose, hair messy, like he has not slept in days, and not in the fun way.
You could have led with that part, the tiny, almost compliment.
I thought ending the mess clean was kinder than dragging you into my family drama and investor panic.
Newsflash, you already dragged me. I am knee-deep in whatever this is.
A group of guests walks past them toward the bathrooms, pretending not to listen, failing completely.
If you two are going to blow up your situationship, can you at least do it somewhere less visible?
Relax. He just broke up with his unofficial girlfriend so his daddy money does not run away. It is very romantic.
Nate winces like she slapped him. And maybe she did. Just not with her hand yet.
What if we do not end it? What if we upgrade the mess?
Upgrade how? Weekly heartbreak subscription.
We pretend to be official for the public. You move into my loft. We act like the perfect couple for investors. And in private, we keep things how they were. No labels, just us.
You want me to fake date you to save your company while still being your casual fun disaster on the side. Do you hear yourself?
I will pay half your student loans and cover your rent, and you can use my contacts to get your design studio off the ground.
Zoe freezes, because that hits a different set of bruises. The ones labeled broke creative with big dreams.
So now it is a business deal. Not feelings, just mutual survival.
Exactly. No feelings allowed, just us playing a couple while we both get what we want.
He says no feelings like he has not already stolen her sleep. And her appetite with that stupid soft smile. He only uses in the dark.
Fine, you want a fake relationship on top of our fake chill hookup. You have a deal, but if you catch feelings first, you lose.
Lose what?
Everything, company, loft, pride, and me.
She sticks out her hand, palm open, eyes blazing, challenge written in every line of her body. Nate looks at her hand, then at her face, and for a second, something raw and real flashes in his eyes before he masks it with a crooked grin.
Deal, Carter.
Their hands meet, warm and sure, sealing the worst idea either of them has ever had. The one that will turn a casual fling into something neither of them is ready to name. 2 hours after the rooftop disaster deal, Zoe stands in Nate Loft and wonders when exactly her life turned into a reality show. The place is all concrete and glass, floor-to-ceiling windows, a view of the city that looks like a screensaver from a life she cannot afford. Her entire world fits into 3 suitcases and a tote bag full of sketchbooks and broken colored pencils.
If this is fake, your couch should be uglier. I do not trust a man with taste.
I will spill instant ramen on it later to make you feel safe.
He takes one of her suitcases like it weighs nothing and carries it to the bedroom. The bedroom where they have already shared more than sleep. The memory of his mouth on her neck flickers through her mind, heat chasing the leftover anger from the rooftop.
Just to be clear, sharing a room is for the illusion, right? Not because you are cheap.
It is for the illusion and for the fact that I like having you within arm reach. Do not print that on a mug.
She pretends that line does not land somewhere dangerous in her chest. They spend the next hour building their fake life, which looks suspiciously like the real one they already had, just with more rules.
Rule 1. In public we are official. No flirting with other people, even as a joke.
Rule 2. In private we are still casual. No jealous questions. No asking where this is going. No future planning.
Rule 3. We are brutally honest about money, investors, and my family drama. You do not get blindsided again.
Rule 4. You do not call me chill ever again. I am passionate and unstable in a charming way.
They write the rules on a whiteboard in the kitchen, because Zoe insists this is a group project from hell. The more they joke, the easier it is to breathe again, like maybe this can really stay just a deal. Then Nate's laptop dings, with an email notification that wipes the smile off his face.
My father wants to meet you tomorrow. Brunch at his country club. He says if I am serious about the company, I should be serious about my personal life.
Nothing, says romance like being a walking stability prop for a venture portfolio.
You do not have to do this. You can walk away. I will figure something out.
I already moved in. I am committed to the bit. Besides, I want to meet the man who raised someone this emotionally clueless.
Nate laughs, the sound low and surprised, like he did not expect her to stay. Later that night, after unpacking and ordering cheap pizza to eat on his stupid perfect couch, they fall back into old patterns without meaning to. They watch trashy reality shows, Zoe drawing little dress designs in the margins of a napkin, while Nate pretends not to look impressed.
You know these are good, right? Not like good for someone tired, actually good.
Do not hype me. I am already attached to my own potential. It is dangerous.
I mean it. I would wear one of these suits to a pitch, even if it has glitter on the lapel.
Her chest does that dangerous squeeze again. The one that feels suspiciously like hope. When the credits roll and the city lights blur beyond the glass, the distance between them on the couch shrinks to nothing.
This is still casual, right? Even with the whiteboard of doom.
We are 2 adults making questionable choices with full consent. That is the most casual thing in the world.
He leans in, slow enough to let her pull back, and when she does not, his mouth finds hers like it has been homed in for weeks. Kissing him feels like sliding back into a trouble she already knows the shape of, familiar and reckless and unfairly good. They stumble toward the bedroom, laughing into each other's skin, the rules blurring at the edges before they even get a full day to exist. Later, when the city is quiet, and the only sound is their breathing, Zoe lies awake and stares at the whiteboard glowing faintly in the dark.
No feelings allowed. Sure, Totally fine. Not worrying at all.
Her heart, traitor that it is, has already started rewriting the rules. One slow beat at a time. Sunday brunch at the country club is a circus dressed like a blessing, polished marble floors, soft jazz, waiters gliding with mimosas, and old money everywhere like a second type of oxygen. Zoe walks next to Nate, fingers laced with his, wearing a pale blue dress he claims makes her look like trouble in daylight.
Reminder, this is fake. If I accidentally charm your father and he tries to adopt me, I am saying no.
If he tries to adopt you, we have bigger problems than the company.
He squeezes her hand anyway, a little tighter than necessary, like he is drawing courage from the contact. At a corner table with the best view sits Richard Ellis. Nate father, silver hair, perfect posture. A suit tailored like a second skin. His eyes flick over Zoe once assessing, measuring like she is a line item on a balance sheet.
So this is the designer I have heard so much about.
And you must be the man who sends ominous emails instead of congratulations.
Nate chokes on a laugh, hiding it in a cough, while Richard arches one eyebrow, almost amused.
Direct, I see the appeal.
They sit, menus open like shields, while Richard launches into small talk that is not small at all.
Nate tells me you are starting a studio, Carter & Co., is it?
That is the dream. Yes, sustainable pieces, bold colors, a little chaos in every hemline.
And you believe moving into my son's apartment and his life will help make that dream happen?
I believe your son likes to pretend he is using me when, in reality, he is the one who needed a partner to show investors he can commit to something other than his reflection.
Nate coughs again, this time not hiding the laugh at all.
You two think this is a game, but that app is bleeding cash, and my name is on every contract.
I know exactly how bad it is. That is why I am here with her, because I am trying to fix it.
Something in his voice makes Zoe chest pinch, pride and fear braiding together.
Investors like stability, marriage, property, routine, not late-night parties and gossip blogs.
Good news. I hate late-night parties, and gossip blogs never spell my name, right?
She smiles, but under the table her leg bounces, nerves sparking through her.
Tell me, Zoe, do you love my son?
The question lands like a grenade between the salt and pepper shakers.
Dad! That is not how this works. You do not get to interrogate her feelings like a quarterly report.
It is okay. I can answer.
She could lie, say yes, play the part to the hilt. But something stubborn in her refuses to give this man a convenient story.
I like your son a lot. Enough to move in and risk my sanity. Enough to root for him when things fall apart. Do I love him? I do not know yet, but I know he is more than numbers and projections. And I am not here because of your money. I am here because of him.
The table goes quiet, jazz and clinking cutlery filling the space around them. Nate looks at her, like she has just handed him something fragile and priceless.
Honest, that is rare in this room. Very well, here are my terms. You stay out of the press. You attend 2 investor events this quarter, and you move forward with that studio of yours. Officially, not just on napkins. If you do that, I will match whatever the investors put into Nate next round, conditional on performance, of course.
Zoe blinks because this sounds suspiciously like support, hidden inside a threat.
You are bribing my fake girlfriend to become a real partner in my life plan. Do you hear yourself?
I am adjusting my portfolio. My son has always needed someone to drag him toward reality.
You know, this sounds like a proposal disguised as a business strategy.
If in 6 months you tell me you love him, we can discuss actual proposals. Until then, I will settle for competence and discretion.
6 months. The words ring in Zoe's head like a countdown. 6 months of pretending, working, living in close quarters with a man she likes more than is safe, trying not to cross the line into love.
Deal then? But just so you know, if your son ruins my heart, I am sending you the therapy bill.
Richard Ellis actually smiles, small and sharp.
Send it to the company. Emotional collateral damage is a line item I can accept.
After brunch, in the parking lot under a row of manicured trees, Zoe leans against Nate's car and lets out a breath she did not know she was holding.
Your father is terrifying, but in a weirdly helpful way.
He likes you. That is his version of a hug.
Nate steps closer, hand brushing her hair back from her face, eyes soft in the harsh sunlight.
You were incredible in there. I could not have done that without you.
Careful, if you keep complimenting me, I might start thinking this is more than a deal.
His gaze drops to her mouth, then back up, conflict, written clear across his face.
Maybe it already is.
The words hang between them, raw and terrifying and sweet.
Do not say that unless you are ready to lose our stupid bet.
She jokes, because she is not ready to unpack the way her heart just did a free fall. He kisses her anyway, right there next to his luxury car and his father empire, like he has already chosen which side he is on. The next few weeks turn into a montage of half-truth and real touch. Zoe and Nate attend investor dinners, where she wears her own designs and lets people assume some luxury label made them. They host game nights at the loft for friends who whisper in the kitchen about how fast things escalated. They argue about stupid things like whose turn it is to buy coffee filters and which side of the closet belongs to who. In between, Zoe meets with a small business advisor. Richard insisted on paying for Sign's paperwork for Carter's studio and launches an online pre-order for her first collection.
I have a business license? Look at me being a responsible adult.
I am dating a real CEO. My LinkedIn status just cried.
They laugh, but under the jokes, something solid and terrifying begins to form. A life that looks less and less fake. Of course, nothing that good stays uncomplicated. One Tuesday, Nadab crashes during an update, wiping user data for thousands of accounts. Support lines blow up. Social media drags him for bugs and bad communication, and investors begin to sweat. Zoe finds him at 3 a.m, sitting on the kitchen floor in the glow of the open fridge, eating cold takeout and staring at error reports on his tablet.
Scoot, I am joining the pity picnic.
This is more of a disaster buffet, actually.
She sits next to him, shoulders touching, steals a fry from his box, and waits.
We lost a quarter of our active users. They are deleting us in real time. I watched the graph nosedive like a plane. My father is furious. Investors want daily updates. And I feel like I am 16 again, crashing his car into a fountain.
Okay, but did anyone die this time, or just their patience?
You joke like this is not the end of everything I built.
I joke because if we both cry, we are going to short-circuit the fridge. Also, this is not the end. This is a very dramatic middle.
He leans his head back against the cabinet and closes his eyes.
What if it is the end? What if I am just a spoiled kid with a pretty app and no real substance?
Spoiled kids do not stay up all night trying to fix bugs and answer angry emails. They hand the mess to assistants and go to Bali. You care. That already makes you different, and I have seen you grind this thing from half an idea and a logo into something real.
He opens his eyes, looking at her, like he is trying to decide whether to believe her version of him.
How do you always do that? Make it sound like I am worth saving.
Because you are idiot, and because if your app tanks and my studio takes off, I am going to need someone around who understands the panic of success.
He laughs, a broken little sound that still somehow eases the air between them. Days blur into crisis management, coffee and stolen moments of quiet. Zoe's studio pre-order blows past her modest goal, then doubles, messages flooding her inbox from people who love her bold, messy, human designs.
My waitlist just hit 1,000. Is this real life?
You are shocked people like you, as much as I do. Fascinating.
He says it casually, but the words lodge in her ribs like something more. One evening, after a call where an investor openly suggests Nate replace his current girlfriend with someone with a more polished background, the messy lines of their deal finally snap. Zoe hears the last part from the hallway outside his office. Her name and the phrase, better image, twisting in the air.
It is optics. Nate, you need someone who fits the profile. Old money, clean social media, not a chaotic designer with a side hustle.
Zoe is not optics. She is the only reason I am still standing. I am not swapping her out like a homepage banner.
Zoe Hart does something wild at that. But the sting of hearing herself reduced to risk lingers.
Think about it. We need a win, and your little romance does not qualify.
The call ends with tension crackling in the room.
You heard that, did you?
Hard not to, when my entire personality was just downgraded to brand risk.
I am not letting them touch this. Us, whatever we are.
Maybe they have a point. Nate, this started as a performance. Maybe it should end before it costs you everything.
The words taste like ash, but fear swirls with love in her chest. and fear is louder right now.
No! Do not do that! Do not turn yourself into a sacrifice to make them comfortable!
You said no feelings allowed. Remember, this is the part where we keep our promise and walk away before it gets worse.
His face crumples for a second, then hardens.
Too late, Zoe. I already broke that rule. I already lost the bet. I am in love with you. And I do not care what that does to the company.
The room tilts, her breath catches, because hearing it out loud is everything she wanted and everything she is afraid of.
You cannot just say that, like, it is a minor update note.
It is not minor. It is the whole release. I love you, and I would burn this app to the ground before I let them make you feel small.
Tears sting her eyes, hot and furious.
Do not make promises you cannot keep, Nate. I watched you almost choose them over me once. I cannot do that again.
Silence stretches, full of past hurt and present possibility.
Then, let me prove it. Give me one chance to show you. I pick you this time, even if it costs me everything else.
The proof arrives 2 days later in the form of an emergency investor meeting. Nate insists on hosting at the loft instead of a conference room. Zoe stands in the kitchen, nerves buzzing, watching him transform the living room into a war room with charts, prototypes, and a coffee station that could fuel a small army.
Are you sure about this? Inviting them into our chaos cave.
If they want to invest in my life, they get the real version, not the polished showroom.
He kisses her forehead, quick and grounding, before the elevator dings and the battlefield arrives in blazers and expectations. Investors file in, some curious, some annoyed, Richard among them, looking guarded but present.
This better be good. Nate, we are all very aware of the numbers.
Good. Then I do not have to waste time reciting them. Let me show you what we are actually building.
He launches into the pitch, not the shiny version, but the honest one, highlighting failures, lessons, and the pivot he wants to make toward tools that help creators like Zoe manage their own growing chaos. Zoe watches him talk about her work as if it is the North Star of his strategy, feels her heart clench and unfurl at the same time.
We started as a dating app, sure, but the data shows our users stay for community and support, not swipes. We are pivoting into a platform that helps people build projects and lives together, not just matches. Zoe Studio is our first live case study.
He gestures to a corner where her sketches, mock-ups, and pre-order numbers are displayed on a board she did not know he made.
Are you presenting me as a feature?
More like the main storyline.
Investors murmur, some skeptical, some intrigued.
And this girlfriend arrangement, does it continue as part of this narrative?
The room turns to Zoe, the unofficial, deeply involved variable.
She is not an arrangement. She is my partner in this company pivot and in my life. If that makes any of you uncomfortable, this might not be the right investment for you.
Gasps and raised brows ripple through the room, Richard's eyes narrowing, but not in disapproval this time. More like calculation.
You are willing to lose funding over this.
I am willing to lose funding. I have to buy with someone else. Happiness, yes.
Zoe feels tears prick behind her eyes again, but this time they are not from fear. They are from the wild, unfamiliar sensation of being chosen fully.
I will increase my commitment on the new terms, conditional on the pivot milestones you outlined, and the rest of you can decide if you want to be part of that or get left behind.
Head swivel to Richard, the biggest name in the room, the tide already turning.
If Richard is in, I am not out. Fine, we back the pivot, but the metrics better sing by Q4.
Nate exhales, shoulders dropping slightly, tension leaving his frame like air from a balloon that did not pop after all. The meeting winds down with new contracts sketched, timelines set, and a sense of shared risk that feels almost like optimism. When the last investor leaves, the door closing with a soft click, Zoe and Nate stand in the quiet wreckage of coffee cups and printed charts.
You really just threatened to fire your own investors for me.
I did not threaten. I offered them a choice, us or their comfort, and they made the smart call.
He steps closer, hand cupping her cheek, eyes earnest and open in a way that once scared her and now only makes her breath catch.
I meant what I said. Zoe, I love you. Not in a while it might turn into love way, but in a I have already built my future around you way.
You are really giving me the full speech, huh?
Her voice shakes, but there is a smile tugging at her mouth.
You deserve the full speech. No half-truths, no fake labels, just us, real and messy, and very much in love. At least on my side, your verdict is still pending.
Zoe laughs. a wet little sound that turns into a sob halfway through.
You lost the bet, Ellis, but so did I, because somewhere between fake brunches and bug reports, I fell in love with you too. It is annoying and inconvenient, and the best thing that has ever happened to me.
His eyes close for a second, like he is absorbing the words deeper than his skin.
Then I guess we both lose and somehow still win.
He kisses her, slow and certain, no rush, no panic, just the quiet relief of finally landing after a long fall. Later, curled up on the couch among discarded charts and half-eaten pastries, Zoe traces patterns on his arm and thinks about how far they have come from that first rooftop fight.
We really went from fake to real in record time.
We were real from the moment you called me emotionally clueless at that wedding buffet. The rest was just catching up.
She smiles, head resting on his chest, listening to the steady beat of a heart that now matches her own. Outside, the city pulses with traffic and neon, indifferent to their little victory. But inside the loft, something huge has shifted. Zoe Carter, once just a girl in a silver dress and a situationship, now has a studio, a partner, and a love that started as a game and turned into everything. Nate Ellis, former chaos prince of nightlife apps, now has a pivot, a purpose, and a woman he chose over investor comfort. They still fight, still tease, still pick glitter out of the couch cushions. But now every argument ends with the same truth.
No more fake rules, just us.
Just us, forever, if you are in.
And she is fully, loudly, beautifully in. Because the best kind of love is the one that survives the chaos and chooses to stay.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.